As an adult, it's easy to cast aside beliefs about magic or the supernatural. But today we are talking about something actual and physical, the Zen of tuning.
Hi, this is Ted with Alamo Music Center in beautiful downtown San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Patrick Marr. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channels, check out our other videos, sign up for notifications, like our videos, leave us comments. We appreciate your support and we love to interact with you. I forgot my tie-dye shirt.
Ah, you should have brought it. You know, I came in Monday morning and I was visiting with Zach and he said, the Zen of tuning. After I was talking to him for about 2 or 3 minutes, he said, do a video. And during that conversation, he texted you and me at the same time and said, here's your videos for the next day.
Well, and it's neat because I truly believe that music is one of the closest things that we have to real magic in the world because of its invisible force that resonates through all of us.
I disagree. It is real magic.
Okay,
and
it is real magic.
There is proof behind it. And the reason why I say that is this video is driven from just personal experience.
Where's your top hat and the rabbit and all that?
Not that kind of magic. This is, inside magic.
The Gathering.
And really, the basis for this video is the last 6 or 7 months I started tuning pianos. And the videos that we've done in about the last, I'd say it for sure, 2, maybe 3 months, those pianos, even the ones that were out of tune, I tuned them. But the idea behind it is pretty simple. And I put off wanting to tune for the longest time until finally, for some reason, I just thought I'd give it a try. And the first time I tried it, to me, it was as much fun as playing with a synthesizer. The first time I had an ARP Odyssey, I was 14 years old. And messing with those oscillators and the waves and the tuning, that is most of the fun. But when you're using the filtration and the resonance on the synth, that's all you're doing is just wave therapy. Mm-hmm. And so if you look at wave therapy and the things that people do to get their own body, mind, and spirit into a harmonious one being of themselves.
Wait, before we lose everybody, it's just the basic mechanics of when you're tuning and the overtones that get hit off, and you hit one note on a piano, a couple more ring, and you never touch those pianos. Like what's going on in that scenario?
Right.
And so touch on that first, the frequency spectrum and why an A440 will resonate an 880.
Okay, the whole idea is I'm going to start with one string,
mm-hmm.
okay? Because that's all you really tune on a piano at a time, is one string at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a reference. The reference can be here, or the reference can be that other string. But let's just say we've got this string at 440, and it's locked in. That's not the one I'm tuning. I'm tuning another one at 440, and it's off. It's at 442 right now. So I'm going to have these conflicting waves.
Mm-hmm.
You have the handle, and all you're doing is trying to line those waves up to where they're exactly the same. Okay, so when they're lined up, you have flat surface. It sounds like a flat surface, and there's no
modulation.
Interference,
yeah.
No modulation, so everything's flat. Those two things are perfect. And then you go to the next frequency and the next
mm-hmm.
string. And what was your question again?
Well, so when you strike that frequency and the vibration goes off.
Oh yeah.
If your sustain pedal's down, you're going to be getting resonance from other strings.
Sure. Now
so you never touch those strings. But what's going on?
No. What's going on is when the hammer hits that string, the first thing it does is it folds in half.
Mm-hmm.
And then the halves fold in half, and then they fold into threes. That string is usually, it's not just one string moving. It takes a few seconds for that string to just be one string moving. But within that movement, every couple of seconds, there's a different part of that string that's popping up. When that pops up, that's going to make an overtone. Tuners, piano technicians guild, they all have different, and even scientists have different words for this. Some guys just study vibrations
mm-hmm.
and somatics, and that's really important. But the idea is that each part of that string, because when it breaks in half, it's hitting 880. It's 440 to 880.
It's a different frequency, the partials.
When those break in half, they're hitting 1720, which is the next
mm-hmm.
octave up. And then if those break in half, it hits 3540, which is the top one.
So usually it's the octave, then it's the fifth, the fourth, the third. right?
Right.
Is in order of the strongest bond.
Right.
So that's why when you hear an octave, the symmetry is so beautiful. Our ears trained to that. Then the next strongest bond is the fifth, and then the fourth.
The octaves is the strongest bond. Fifth is the most natural bond. An octave is expected because they repeat.
Yeah.
But the fifth is when you play that note, and you know that harmony. The fifth is almost always there if you can listen to it, because that note keeps popping
It's
up.
the half of the
part
half.
of the vibration.
It's like the quarter. So okay, so that's a little bit of in depth on that. But so go back to what you were saying about wave therapy.
Okay, wave
Because
therapy.
using that idea, I think it's easier to comprehend some of the movements of wave therapy and of resonance in us.
The first thing is you take a look at there's a few videos out there in somatics, and this is a scientific study of sand on a plate, okay? And then wave vibration, you could take that plate and put it on top of a speaker and send 1, 2, 3 or different notes to it, and it's gonna make different geometric forms.
And they're beautiful patterns.
And they're beautiful patterns when they're in harmony and when they're at a frequency that you can see. Okay, remember when we had fluorescent lights? They used to run on 110. And when you played that low A on a guitar, people say, I don't want that guitar. The string's going wonky. Well, that's because the fluorescent light was going the same rate at 220 as that guitar was, and that string was going all over the place. And I said, they all do that. You know, that guitar's screwed up. Go stand by the window and play it. And go, hey, you're right. The fluorescent light was just a strobe showing you all the harmonicity coming out of that string as it was playing that note. And it was really, when we replaced those lights, that never happened again. People said, this guitar's screwed up, and it just looks funny.
Yeah.
So the idea is when you're tuning is that you get control of that wave, and you can put it above and below, and the closer you get to that wave without being right on it, the worse it's gonna sound. As you go farther away, it starts sounding more and more musical, and you come close to it, it just starts sounding like interference. What I was talking about, the zen of tuning, is the effect of tuning a piano is so very therapeutic for people that need it. Apparently, I guess I'm one of those people, okay? So the idea is that you take, they have these people that feel like, oh, I'm out of balance, man. I'm emotionally disturbed, or, if, they're coming out of rehab or something like that. And stick that dude's head in a CAT scan, take a picture of it, and he's got dots all over the place. I mean, his brain is just lit up, but it's not doing anything functional. And they give him this wave therapy where you listen to these specific tones that invoke vibrations in your body, through your mind and actually through your body. And they deliberately give you things that have interference in it. So you can practice on thinking where that wave needs to go. When you're tuning a piano and you're tuning by octaves, you actually have a fixed resonation of a frequency, and then you have control over one, and that's just like fooling with an oscillator. It's an analog oscillator.
Yeah.
And so you line these things up to where they're in tune, and then you add that third string or second string, and you go all the way up and down the piano, and everything comes...
You're balancing frequencies.
You're balancing frequencies.
Yeah.
When they take that dude, after 20 or 30 minutes of listening to that wave therapy, they stick them back in they get a CAT scan. His brain looks like normal and functional again, and he comes, I feel like a better person. I feel whole now. I'm more focused. I have this, I have that. That's the zen of tuning. That's someone
magic.
That's magic, and it's not snake oil, and it's not BS. It really, you can go look at somatics and then tune a piano for yourself.
And at the end of the day, we're electrical beings. We got heartbeats. We're pulsing.
Vibrations.
And I mean, it makes sense that we are so musical as a species and as human interactions. And hey, that person gave me a weird energy. Like there's
it's strange.
You can explain it, but you can't explain it.
You can't explain it. The other thing that I thought of as I watched this video, it's online. It's a somatic video, and it's this guy that takes cornstarch, and mixes it with water.
Okay.
And they put it on top of a speaker without a cone. And so it's just water and cornstarch. So it's like a thick pudding. They start running frequencies through there, and this stuff starts coming alive, and the shapes and wiggling. Watch this video. That's what happens to you inside when you're listening to tones. And all that movement that you see with those vibrations, when there's someone that's out of balance, they need to be tuned up. That's what they need, is they need some good vibrations. That's why I think Good Vibrations is one of my favorite Beach Boys songs.
It's a great song.
It's a universal song. Without vibrations, there's no light, there's nothing. It is really all about vibrations. And since I mean, vibration sensitive beings.
Well, it's if life is perception, the only thing that we actually perceive are the waveforms of light and sound.
That's
and
it.
So we'll leave it at that. That was probably a little more hippie than we normally go, but
I'm waiting for the comments. I want to see how many people say there's no science to back this, but I know it's true. It's magic that works. It's music.
It's fun. So one of the reasons we love music is because there is some sort of Zen element, some magical element, and this is one of our interpretations of it. And so please leave comments. Let us know what you think about the Zen of tuning or the Zen of frequencies. And Ted's experience tuning is really, it's given him, your life has been better changed.
Oh man, that's absolutely. You put me in that CAT scan now and I would look like that regular dude.
He's in control of his frequencies. And so hopefully on a piano in front of him, he'll be in control of those frequencies as well. So please leave comments. Let us know your interpretation of the Zen of tuning. And if you have any, stories where maybe music has impacted you in some undescribable way, please try to describe it for us. We'd love to hear about it. Ted Barcelou, I'm Patrick Marr with Alamo Music here in Texas. Come see us in Austin or San Antonio. We do have some other stores in St. Louis, Kansas City, Detroit, and Traverse City. Michigan Piano's up there. Kauai Piano Galleries in St. Louis and Kansas City. Alamo Music here in Austin and San Antonio. We'd love to see you, love to chat with you guys and talk about music, talk about pianos. Anything music related is on the table. Thank you guys for watching.